this corner, we have butter. In this corner, we have seed oils. Ready? Fight! One of the criticisms from people who like to say that seed oils are the root of all these problems is that, well, you can't really compare polyunsaturated fats to saturated fat because, humans eat foods. They're just trying to move the goalpost so that there's not any studies looking at directly what they want to account for. Until now, this study was looking at butter intake versus plant oil intake and the effects on mortality from all causes, cardiovascular disease mortality, and cancer mortality.
Wow. Okay, here's the problem I have with these people when they come out with this bullshit rubbish about these studies. And that's, if it's funded by the state, guys, you're probably better off not listening to it. Just avoid it at all costs, and you should be doing the opposite. We shouldn't be basing everything on a study. Okay, what we see on social media or what we read on a paper. What we should be doing is actually listening to people who are actually doing this. And if we did some proper research and asked me, for example, I would tell you out straight that what we were told about saturated fat was complete and utter bullshit. Saturated fat was never associated to heart disease or cardiovascular disease on its own. What was causing the problems was the foods that we were actually eating these foods with. That was causing the problems. Whereas when we increased our saturated fat, we were actually protecting the body from these diseases happening in the first place. This is the question we need to be asking these people, guys. We need to be asking the question, why is it that we've been eating saturated fat, eggs, red meat, beef, butter for centuries? Our ancestors ate this food for a very, very long time and never suffered with any chronic inflammation or metabolic diseases either. They never struggled with it. So why is it in the last 50 years things have changed? Maybe it's because what we were told about seed oils being healthy was completely wrong. Guys, I can't stress this enough. We need to do this research on ourselves, not listen to these people or go by the guidelines or what you see on social media or what you've read. You need to do this research on yourself and see what happens. What we were told about being on a low-fat diet is what's actually causing the problems. Now, here's the thing. If you guys are on a high-fat diet and things are improving, your health is improving, your inflammation has gone down, your joint pain is improving, everything is just improving, you look great, you feel great, then what's the problem? So at the end of the day, you've got two choices. You can continue trusting the science, or you can be your own science and do all this yourself. What have you got to lose?